Personal story segment tonight. Best-selling novelist Vince Flynn writes about terrorism. His new book, a big bestseller, is called Extreme Measures, and it deals with a new al-Qaeda terror attack on the USA and interrogation methods trying to stop that attack. Although it's fiction, Mr. Flynn heavily researches his novels, talking to people directly involved in the terror war. He joins us now from Minneapolis. You just heard Carl Rove and I speak about this. And what did you learn in researching Extreme Measures? Are United States interrogators, CIA people, we're not talking about the military people. I don't think military should be doing waterboarding or any of that stuff. Military captures, throw them in a brig, bring in the CIA, bring in those guys. Don't let the military get involved with this. It's not their job. But is there confusion, number one?
Well, there is that firewall. We keep the military out of it. I will say this. Waterboarding is used in the rarest of circumstances. They're more likely to use sleep deprivation, manipulation of diet, heat and cold in the cell, stuff like that. And I did hear the Rove segment. We have allowed the far left in this country to define torture down to encompass everything.
Right.
That meaning if you don't let somebody sleep in 24 hours, that's torture. And when we've lost the debate. And so what the CIA did was, going back 3-4 years ago, they saw the writing on the wall. They saw what was going on with Senator Durbin and Senator Boxer, and they knew what was going to happen here. So they started outsourcing. They went back to that game of letting people stay in Egypt and Pakistan, and maybe a guy that we caught on the battlefield ended up with some drug lord in Afghanistan instead of coming back to Guantanamo, where things would be monitored more closely.
All right, so the U.S. intelligence people themselves, they don't want to have anything to do with any of this because they fear they could be prosecuted if it got out.
Their worst fear, Bill, is, they're living in suburban Washington, D.C. They've got kids just like the rest of us. Their worst fear is, and I've heard this from several of them, is that they're going to come and land on one of the CIA's planes back here. And when they hit the tarmac, the Justice Department's going to be waiting.
Yeah,
to
I mean,
arrest
with
them
Eric
and take
Holder
them
there
downtown.
now, I think that fear has to be taken into consideration. I mean, you've got and that's the point of these segments with you and Mr. Rove. As an American, not a pundit, I don't feel very safe right now. All right, I think there's a lot of confusion in Washington in this transition. There's no definition. I think that you're absolutely right, even though your book's a novel. You've talked to these people. They don't want to have anything to do with it. They're fearful, they being the CIA interrogators and the other military guys that work out of the intel groups, not the soldiers themselves. There's a fear in our community which puts us on the defensive, not the offensive.
Absolutely. Two points, Bill. One, this is horrible for morale. The unwritten story here is everybody talks about how the troops have been stressed over the last 7 years. Nobody talks about how the intelligence community has been stressed. The top job in operations, which is now called the clandestine service, we've had 4 different heads of that in 7 years. These people are getting chewed up and spit out because they have very little support on Capitol Hill. The only silver lining I see is that President-elect Obama is the type of man that doesn't like to fail. And so the deal now is they're looking at the real intelligence and they're saying, it actually worked when they waterboarded
That's
Sheikh
what
Mohammed.
Rove says, but I'm hearing a lot of people are going to quit. A lot of the pros are walking away.
Well, that's always going to happen. The question is, do we have enough talent to rise up? And my worry is, over the last 7 years, the attrition rate has been so high, I'm not sure that the real risk takers are going to be there.
Yeah.
And so what we're going to be left with is, what happens when we catch somebody and they do know something, and we're on the verge of a Mumbai-like attack, which is not that difficult.
They lawyer up, and the ACLU takes care of them. I'm not going to tell anybody what, because your book's a fun read, it's an interesting read. I'm not going to tell anybody how it comes out, but you deal directly with all of this controversy. It's a very timely novel, Extreme Measures. Vince, nice to see you again. Thank you. Directly ahead, President-elect Obama announces his national security team, including Hillary Clinton, as we said.